good. Let's see. Yeah, we look okay. The hat's straight. Hat is straight. Let's see what we're doing here. Let's see. So this guy, we want to. Here we want to. Hey, where's my chat? Where is my chat? Where is my chat? Okay, I don't see anybody. I don't see a chat. I don't see. I wonder. Oh, there we are. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Yeah, now we're live. Okay. And I can hear myself. So that's good. Let's close that. Let's edit the video. And live editing snow crab cooking. Snow crab cooking. And we're going to change this. Pick up, oh, pardon me. Pick up this background that we've got here. Okay. Save. That's good. And type show link to drop link. And drop link. Yes, that's good. And let's pin this. Pin messages. Pin the message. And let's see. Who else we want to check this? See if this works. That's good. Okay, so let's see. Hey, Cesar Mocha, thank you for coming by. Always great to see you. Always fantastic to see you coming by. Good morning where you are. It's 7 o'clock in the evening where I am. So I think we're on the other side of the world. But yeah, it's interesting how we all come together. Pardon me. All come together on the internet. So, okay, let's see. What are we trying to do today? We are trying to edit the latest cooking video, which will be snow crabs. Now, it's not that long, so I don't know if I wanted to see if we can do a 2-hour live. Gonna have to see what we can do to do that. The other thing I want to look at, Sora is dead, so we can't use Sora to create AI videos anymore. But I do want to look at Gemini a little bit to maybe create some thumbnails for some of this. And we're going to spend a bit of time playing with music. Now, Snow Crabs is down east kind of. Yeah, good evening here in Canada, but where you are, I don't know. I don't know where you are, to be honest. You're in the Philippines, other side of the world. So for you, it's morning. For me, it's evening. But that's okay. Good, whatever it is. Good day. Or, as we say, ahoy. Ahoy means good, whatever time of the day it is. So let's start with this. I'm going to I've been playing with Gemini Music, looking for AI music, copyright-free music for some of these things, and that's working out pretty well. It crashes. I only get 6 songs a day, and it crashes like 3 times in the middle of that. But it's kind of interesting. I'm really sad that Sora is gone because I used Sora for a few things where I had a cat cooking on the back of a boat and never got any feedback. But I do think that that there's some value to AI comedy. So I'm going to flip the phone around and aim it at my editing computer. Let's see if we can do that without wiping out the whole mess. There we are. Editing computer. I wish I could show more of it on the screen, but it doesn't let me do that. It won't let me show. Like I like to see more of the timeline here and some of the effects and things that I'm doing to it. I suppose I can move the timeline over a little bit just to clean it up here, but that doesn't really make that much difference. So this is the end result of crab's legs. Pardon me. Oh, getting dusty in here. Oh, pardon me. Let's have a sip of water. So crab's legs is really simple to cook. Let's see, we've got some crab legs here. Okay, we got some butter. Where's my crab legs? So there's some crab legs. Let's zoom out. This again is shot in, where is something changed here when I wasn't watching effects control. And let's zoom out a little bit and move this over. And yeah, like the live, 12 people watching. Really appreciate everybody coming by, whether it's for a few seconds or whether you're here for the duration. So this is snow crab legs. These are Canadian delicacy. They're from Canada, from the East Coast. And as I say in my introduction, that the captain's introduction, is I spent a lot of time in Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia is the east coast of Canada and on the Atlantic. And there'd be a place, Margaree Harbour, so that's the northern tip of Cape Breton, northern tip of Nova Scotia. And there'd be a place right on the beach. There's a fishing harbor there. And right on the beach would be a place that would steam crab legs and lobsters on the spot. Now, I discovered later that even the crab legs that are sold there have already been previously frozen because the processing plant is a little bit further away. And frozen crab legs keep forever, a long time anyway, and fresh keep for a couple of days. So in this recipe, we're using frozen crab legs from Loblaws, the grocery store, and they ended up tasting pretty good. So what are we doing? We got some crab legs. We're going to put them in a pot. I'm going to cut up some butter. So I'm going to move the butter to later, but I did it first in the production of the video because I wanted to keep the table clean. Okay, so this is here. So here, this is all of the stuff before the crab's legs. So let's move this out of the way for now. And here we're going to, so crab legs, frozen crab legs, and fresh raw crab legs are best when they're steamed. Now I'm looking at cooking on a boat or in a simple environment. And the recipes on the internet will tell you, Martha Stewart will tell you, Gordon Ramsay will tell you, you get a steamer, put your steamer in your pot. But the steamer is a thing that takes up space, gets used 2 times a year. So I'm going to simply put some aluminum foil, ball it up in the bottom of the pot, and I'm going to put my crab legs on top of it. So do I want here? Oh, I'm going to put some water in the pan, so that's worth showing. Can you see the water? Yeah, you can see the water. Okay, so let's get 3 seconds of water here. How much water do I need? Okay, we'll start there. And then I switched it around to show it. How many seconds is that? That is 3, let's go 3 seconds. Okay, that's a little bit too long. There's no action. Okay. So when I do my dialogue for this, I'm going to say something like, let's get some water in the pot, just enough to cover the bottom. Not enough to evaporate because we don't want to burn the pot. This is a stainless pot. It's not a non-stick pot, so a little bit more of an aggravation to clean. I was going to do them in my non-stick pan, but this is a nicer, a prettier picture instead of the black pan. So black pan would have been just as good. Okay, so what we're going to do here is get ourselves a piece of aluminum foil. Okay, how many seconds for getting the foil off? 3 seconds, that's good for getting the foil off of the wrapper. We'll publicize Alcan a little bit there. There we go. And then let's minimize this a little bit more so we can see more of the... No, I don't show myself making the balls of aluminum foil, do I? Okay, let's get rid of that. It's empty space. Empty space. Okay, so I lost some of my audience. That's okay. Come back. I'd love to have you come back. And okay, we're going to make 3 balls of aluminum foil, and that's really to keep the crab out of the water. We're going to cut this here. And we're going to, okay, so here we're putting the crab in. Now, did I do this twice because I didn't like the angle? No, I did it only once. And there, and we're going to put the lid on. And we're going to let that steam for 5 minutes. Now, actually, we're going to not going to give it 5 minutes because in the spirit of one pot cooking and one pot less to clean up, we're going to make our melted butter in the same... Okay, so why did I do this? No idea why I did that. Close, okay. So we're going to get rid of this little piece. And now we're going to I'm not sure why I've got this piece. Let's get rid of it. It is going to be a short movie, reveal and project. What number is it? It's number 10. File number 10. Where's file number 10? File number 10. Where are you? File number 10. 9, 10. There you are. Let's rename it to get it out of the way for now. That way we can bring it back if we have to. Okay, so now it's in the pot. Okay, so it's going to sit here steaming, steaming. Okay, so here it's going to steam for a while. Okay, so that's where we're going to stop right there because I moved the stupid thing. Not sure what I was looking for. I think I was trying to line up in the center of the camera better, but it's easier to change that in the editing program. Hey, come on back here. How come something, I don't know why I somehow close panel. I don't need the media browser. Effects control. Okay. Text, source. Okay. Something's going wrong with Adobe Premiere. And let's see what we've got here. Okay, so this is here. We're going to shuffle it around to prove that it's boiling. And we've let it boil. Okay. Now, so what I'm doing here is I'm putting the butter in the same water. The butter only needs about 3 minutes to melt. So I let it steam for about 2 minutes out of the total of 5 or 6. And then I'm going to take the butter and put it in here. So where's my butter? There's all my butter. Right, so this is butter. That's water. Okay, bring this together here. Where's my butter? There's my butter. Okay, so the butter is basically garlic butter. Let's put the lemon to the side for the time being. Garlic butter. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit so we can see more of the ramekin. Cut the butter, cut it in small pieces so it melts faster. Okay, stop that there. How many seconds is that? 35 seconds of just cutting up butter. So that's a little bit too long. We'll take a few seconds off here. Let's make it a little bit faster, not much, just 120%. And now my butter is 23 seconds. Okay, so here I've got this nice looking piece of close-up of the butter. And I'm going to leave that. And then I'm going to put some, now the question is how much is some? So it ends up being about a teaspoon of garlic powder. And it was nice and garlicky. I liked it. I liked the taste. I was thinking of other spices, but I stopped at garlic. 4 seconds. Okay, so that's good. Okay. Let's go here to 80%. Let's go here to 80%. Zoom out a little bit so we can see the, hey guys, you're watching, drop in, say hello, drop a comment. Tell me how you like your crab's legs. So I was at the market and I bought these from the grocery store, $17 a pound. I was at the market and I asked her for king crab's legs. So king crab's legs are 2 feet long, 2 inches across, $200 for one leg. Now, that's enough for about 4 people. So it's $50. It's still a lot of money for one person. But I do want to do that one day. Do king crab's legs. Okay, so here we're doing this. The phone is ringing. Somebody answered the phone. Okay. And now, here, we're going to take all of this butter stuff and stick it in. No, we're going to take this stuff and move it in front of this. Okay. So while that's cooking, we're going to make our butter. We're going to make some butter. That's nice. Okay. Cut that up. And now, let's go zoom out just a hair. Let's go 80%. That's good. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'm opening that up. And I'm going to make room for my butter. Let it sit in the water. And it's going to melt very nicely. It's not going to burn. And I'm going to sneeze. Pardon me. Pardon me. Okay, so now we got the butter in there. Now we're going to let it cook for a bit longer. I've obviously speeded it up. I've actually turned off the camera for part of it because it was kind of boring. The pot's just sitting there. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so that I don't want that jump cut there. So let's go back to 70%. Is that good? 70%. That's nice. Okay. Let it cook for a while. And we're going to serve it out. And we're only at 3 minutes, so this is going to be a very short video. It's going to be a short editing session too, so maybe we'll start on the next one. And the next one was, I can't even remember what the next one was right now. We'll get to it. Okay, so here, okay, now we're going to serve it out. How many seconds is that? Let's take out a few seconds at the beginning. Not a few seconds, but a few frames. So we got, how much time? We've got 32 seconds. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. That's not so bad at all. So now here, let's just turn this camera just a hair so that it's picking up the edited image. And what I want to do, let's see, maybe just zoom out just a hair so we see both the pot. What if I go here? Can I zoom out a lot? Yeah, let's zoom out a lot. That makes sense because we're putting that, and now we're going to try to pick that up, and it didn't work. And we're going to take that out because that was a mistake. The mistake is those Teflon tongs are too okay, let's cut it there. Are too slippery to pick up that little dish, especially once it's got some butter in it. Okay, that's nice. I like that. I like that. I like that. Okay, so we got that. Now we're going to, okay, so now what I'm showing here is I tried to pick it up with my fingers, which also wasn't a good idea because it was hot. Oh, I burnt my fingers. Okay, yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, let's get that out of there. Let's bring this in here. And what I did then is I grabbed the, so this was 70%. Let's go 70% here. Let's take a couple of frames there. I ended up picking it up with a piece of paper towel. There isn't enough room for an oven mitt in the, okay. Okay, so let's stop that there. Now what are we up to? We're up to, so we're only 3 minutes, so I don't know what I'm going to do here. I may end up letting this piece of cooking go longer. See, this whole, the cooking was a total of 5 minutes, and I've only recorded 10 seconds of it, so I may have to let that, maybe let that go longer. Okay, so now, let's see. Hey guys, thanks for coming to watch. Hey, Arizona Jake, hey, thank you for coming by. Yeah, crab is good. Crabs is not so good. The, yeah, I wanted crab legs, and I was going to just actually cook them for myself for lunch. And I figured, no, let's record it. I think there's some value in just demonstrating how to prepare crab legs. I'm watching videos on how to make scrambled eggs, and I say to myself, everybody knows how to make scrambled eggs. But then again, people come to YouTube looking for confirmation on even simple things. So, okay. Anyway, Jake, nice to see you. Okay, so here we're putting this out, put out. And now we're going to try to eat this. So let's take out my dead sound here. Oh, let's zoom out just a bit. We'll take out a little bit of this dead space here. Okay, so how much is left? Okay, so this is mainly me eating. And yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I've looked up how to make stuff that I thought I knew, if only to confirm what I thought I knew. So, okay, so we got a lot of time here eating, and I'm not going to keep that. I'm going to, here's our good stuff. I'm going to, okay, so now, let's see, let's go 70%. And we're using a pair of tongs to break it open. I don't like that one. So the problem is these, oh, there's a good piece, right? So there's the meat, leg meat. The claws didn't work very well. Like the claws, when I broke them open, I didn't get a solid piece of meat out of them that looks good on tape. So this one I'm not going to use. I'm just going to move it up for now to get it out of the way. So there is a good shot. Take 8 frames. And eat that. Okay, so now so that's a good piece where I've got a piece of claw meat, of leg meat. And then here, okay, so what is this, 71%? 70%. Let's see, what are we doing here? Here I'm using lobster forks to pick the meat out of the leg and dip that in the butter. Okay, that's nice. I like that. I remember the first time ever in my life I had lobsters and trying to figure out how to pick the meat out of the little eggs, because there's so much good stuff that you don't really see, right? Okay, so what am I doing there? Let's go 50% here. Okay, so here, what am I doing here? Okay, I don't really like that. Let's see what the next one looks like. Okay, I think this is a good one. So let's go 60%. Zoom way out. What am I picking at here? I'm picking at the claw. The meat didn't really come out, so I'm going to leave it with that. Like normally the claw should open up all by itself when you push on the... Okay, so we'll just leave some of this eating here. Okay, so here we're trying to get some more claw meat. This is a good shot. Yeah, okay, this is, so I like this. It's not really what I was hoping for. Let's get back to 100% and pan down a bit so that we can see the activity with the claw. Trying to get the meat out. Okay. That's good, I like that. Okay, didn't want that. Do want that. Okay, how much more eating do we have here? Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Let's go to 70%. We're getting a nice piece of leg meat there. Open that up. I wish I'd gotten the claw to work properly. Bring that down. Bring that down. Okay, so here I'm opening that up. Big piece of meat there, dip. And it's dead. Okay. So I think that's enough eating. What's this one doing here? Not doing much of anything. So here, there's some of the, picking the meat out of the cluster. Oh, here's another claw. Let's see what this is doing. This is another leg. I like that one. Let's go over here and take this over just a hair. Okay, now, how are we doing there? Yeah, YouTube is good for a lot of stuff. You know, you think something so simple, but you still can get a... Okay, so here I'm trying to pick claw meat out, right? Not claw meat, cluster meat. Oh yeah, that's good. I'm gonna leave it. It's kind of messy, but let's leave it. Come on, edit. Get over there, you. Okay, that guy we don't want. And then what else we got here? And that's actually a pretty good one. Okay, we'll leave this at the end here because what we'll do is we'll just come to the hand and the dead lobster bits. Move that guy over. Okay. And that's it. And then we got the captain talking about what I said at the beginning about Nova Scotia. So let's get rid of the ones that are duds. File number's 27. You're gone. 27. So I was actually going to go out and buy myself another package of crab's legs, and then it got too late because that would have given me a better opportunity to keep fiddling with them until I got pieces that that looked good. Okay, so this piece we don't want. File number 25. Where's file number 25, 22, 23, 24, 25. And, you know, I've never been a fan of drawn butter. I've had it with lobsters. And I felt it was traditional to have drawn butter. I prefer the red sauce. And I really enjoyed it. So I had all the leftover butter. I just dipped some bread in it. So, I mean, it's not healthy, but it worked. So it ended up tasting really good. The okay. So what else? This little guy here we didn't want. Let's get rid of him. Review on project. File number 22. Delete, yes. File number 22, where are you? 21, 22. Bring that together. This guy we didn't want. Ooh, we're getting kind of short, but again, not much I can do because that is the project, right? It's a simple recipe. It's like the recipe for ice cubes, right? Put water in tray, put in freezer, take out, it's done. File number 20. File number 20, 20, 12, 15, 18, 19, 20. Never understood why they call it drawn butter. It's just hot butter, melted butter. But drawn butter sounds a lot better. And this guy we don't want. Project number 18. Delete, yes, you're gone. Thanks for hanging in there, Jake. Really appreciate the audience. Okay, so now, okay, so we've got a grand total of 7 minutes. That's a lot. Okay, so back here, somewhere in here, when I'm serving this out, where am I putting the lemon pieces? There it is, lemon pieces. Okay. So here's lemon pieces. Here we're getting that to fit. Lemon pieces. Okay. So we're going to cut up some lemon. Again, don't need to show people how to cut a lemon, but it makes it longer and explains the lemon. So here, now plus this was a piece of lemon already had a cut out of it. So I'm using a used lemon. Ham and eggs for breakfast. Eggs for breakfast? Arizona, Jake, I thought you're in Arizona. Arizona's the same time zone as here almost. You having breakfast? Okay. But ham and eggs is good. I think my next recipe is making an omelet. And again, I thought that was way too simple. But it was my breakfast a couple days ago. And I said, okay, I'm going to record it. And okay. So there's 13 seconds worth of cutting up a lemon. And I'm going to put that where? Before this, right? It's going to go here. And I'm putting the lemon in there. That's good. Okay. That's wonderful. Okay, so now our video is basically finished, right? Let's see what the captain has to say about this. Let's see what the captain has to say. So first of all, let's get the captain brightened up a little bit here. And where is the basic adjustment? Yeah, he looks good. Let's make him a hair smaller. Zoom him out. Let's see. I went out. Oh, you don't see it. I went out and bought myself a bunch of aprons from the local restaurant supply store because I was driving by there anyway. And but you don't really see the apron, do you? So I'm not sure it's worth the effort. But these aprons were cheap, $5. A good apron was 15. So about one good one and two cheap ones. I'm saying to myself, I'll stay up late. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I get you. Yeah, French breakfast is all the same thing. So let's see what the captain has to say.
A highlight was always crab legs on the beach.
Okay, so let's listen to the second part. I assume I didn't like.
Traveled throughout Nova Scotia.
The reason I recorded it twice was because I didn't like the first time. Okay.
Traveled throughout Nova Scotia.
Let's make him a bit smaller. Just to fit over top of that. Stern wheel.
Throughout Nova Scotia. A highlight was crab legs on the beach. Steamed and served with butter. Always simple, always tasty. Let's cook. It's always better on the beach, but still pretty good anyway.
Okay, so here. Captain, my captain. Okay. And there's an extra word missing in there. So let's get the green screen. Where is green screen? Ultra key. There you are. I moved the lights a little bit, so let's see if that is better. Nah, still see it's pretty light there and pretty dark there. So let's alpha channel composite, default aggressive. Let's pick this and see how that looks. Alpha channel, no. So this is darker, so the color isn't quite right. Let's take it on that side. Nice and black everywhere. That's good. Composite. Okay, so now
Let's cook.
cut that off here. So last time I did this, I had the hat on sideways. I figured I better get my hat organized.
It's always better.
Okay, so let's take this and move it to the beginning. So we've got 7 minutes, so that's more than I thought. Maybe we don't need all of that eating. I guess I've got 40 seconds of dead space at the beginning.
Let's cook. Let's cook.
Okay, so here I should have held up the lobster clusters separately. I don't have a record of that at all. Okay, maybe I have them as stills. So let's see if the stills are any good. I have them as stills. So here, so maybe we'll put this in as a still image for 2 seconds. Saying, okay, this is the lobster that I picked up at the grocery store. So this is way too big, but I'm going to take it anyway. And is this better? It's a prettier picture. Okay, let's do that. That's a prettier picture. Let's put that in there. Minimize that, get that out of the way. Okay, and let's bring that. So that's 5 seconds there. A little bit on the big side. Pardon me. Let's zoom out. Maybe move this guy over. Oh no, move him over. Okay, so I don't need 5 seconds. Did I set this for 5 or 4? Let's go 3 seconds. I need long enough for me to say. So this is the crab's legs I got from the grocery store. And okay, I like that. Do I need to zoom them in any way? Yeah, let's give them a bit of motion. Why not? What the heck? Scale. Okay, I like that's not so bad. That's not so bad. It's not exciting, but it is what it is. Okay, we've got the guy talking, blah blah blah, and let's see what this looks like with a cross zoom in it. Then is that going to look okay? Going from the captain. Okay, I like that. I like actually that transition looks really, really nice. So I'm happy with that. So now we need for our intro, we want the finished product. Now, normally I end up with the video of the finished product. Where is it? How long is this piece? 8 seconds. If I go 4 seconds, no, it's too long, right? Okay, let's take it and put it at the beginning and see what we can do with it. Okay, so now I want okay. How many seconds is this? 5. So let's go to 4. Let's zoom out a bit so we've got the whole. And here we're going to put in a frame hold. Okay. That's good. And now go away, Pinterest. We're going to start with this. Okay, I'm wrong. I should have moved it over. That's 826. 826. Perfect. So we've been talking for 50 minutes. Like the live, guys, like the live. Okay, so here, that's that. And now we're going to take one of these clips of the thing cooking. Let's make a copy of this. We don't need the sound. Let's bring that in here. We're going to have the captain talking. That's good. A little bit of motion there. 4 minutes.
Crab legs on the beach. Steam and served with butter. Always simple, always tasty. Let's cook.
Okay, so that's going to be on there. This is going to be on here. Let's get the cross zoom in here. I like that. And okay, so now let's see. Let's go steal some clips from another video for the titles and for the words "let's cook," and for the end. Oh, let's do the end first. Okay, so here. Okay, so this one we didn't like because that's the first part of it. Okay, so how many? So that's 6 seconds. So we don't need that. We don't need 49 seconds of this is all the same thing, right? This is lump meat. We don't need 49 seconds of this. 26 seconds is adequate. How much do we need here? It's good enough for that. Okay, 6 seconds, 6 minutes. That's 6 minutes is a good good length for the story. Let's bring the cross zoom in here. See if we like that's not happening. What's going on here? Yeah, that's good.
It's all.
I like that. Okay, let me just go check something. Let me go check something, and then we'll bring in the other elements of this. Okay, so we're back. Got myself a bottle of water. Let's go find those titles. Save this. Always worry about thing crapping out on me. Open recent. So we had Chicken Cacciatore, and it has all of the elements that we're looking for. So we're going to steal a few things. We're going to steal the title. One pot cooking is one pot. I guess I'm going to use that because even though it's obvious there's one pot, other people talk about creating the drawn butter, the clarified butter separately. And that's just one more pot to wash. So let's bring this here. This, I think this one is the words "let's cook." That is a ingredient. That is the please subscribe. And now we've got ingredients. Let's cook again. The seagull, the list of ingredients, the captain, here, and let's copy that, Control C. Hey, love child, thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate the audience. We're editing a cooking video on snow crabs. File, close project. Let's see if this worked. Let's paste it here. All kinds of good stuff. Okay, so now the first thing, what the hell is this? What song is this? What music is this? Okay, so that was left over from another video. Oops. I don't mean to delete the whole thing. That's left over from the other video. We're going to use some Down East. Okay, so let's bring this. Let's bring the titles first. I guess we can bring all of this to the beginning of the clip because it should fit in properly. Okay, so now we'll leave it as one pot, but it's obviously not chicken cacciatore. It's snow crab feast. How about that? Snow crab feast. Yeah, I like that. And it's one pot because we're, yeah, it's one pot. We only got 2 ingredients, crabs and butter, but we're doing them in the same pot. Okay, so that's that. Now here, the captain. Where is the, sorry, effects? Across the zoom, put that in there. So now we got the captain talking. That's good. Okay, so now where he says, let's cook. There's the let's cook. And you know, last time I played with this, I thought across zoom of the let's cook
Always tasty.
looked good.
Let's cook.
I guess I played with it more than that because I'm not sure I totally like this.
Well, always tasty. Let's cook.
Okay, let's take out the, see, I played with making this bigger with a manual zoom. Take that out, take that out. Okay, take that out. So now it's just sitting there. Okay, I like that. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay, and now, so the first ingredient is water. Okay, it's water. It's like the recipe for ice cubes, right? You got to specify what the ingredient is. Water. Because if you're baking them in the oven, you know, as I say, on a boat, an RV, we don't really have good ovens. The cost of the propane to run the oven is way too high. So end up with stovetop, 7 seconds. Okay, let's bring it to here. And we're going to take that. I guess there's actually 3. You know what? crab legs. So this was 1 pound. 1 LB crab legs. And I guess this really belongs at the beginning here, right? Because I'm saying crab legs. Take that there. So I'm using aluminum foil, but aluminum foil isn't really an ingredient. So we won't bother with that. I'll just leave that there, make that a little bit shorter. 4 seconds, okay. Crab legs. And then what's my next ingredient? ¼ cup butter. Okay. What's my next ingredient? One teaspoon garlic powder. And that's basically it. Oh no, we got lemon, right? So lemon. Let's leave it at lemon. Because it can be as much as you want or as little as you want. Like the live, guys, like the live. I don't know what we're up to with likes at this point. I can't really tell. Hey, Lashona, thank you for coming by. Appreciate that. Thank you for coming by. I always appreciate the company. And Lashona has a very interesting channel on succeeding at YouTube, and I've learned a lot from her. And a lot of good food for thought in her live show, and it will be coming up at 8:30. So definitely worth watching. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so now we've got all of our ingredients. Now what do we got here? When do we want to say? Let's put this right here because we're not going to do any talking there. That's the like, subscribe. And what else do we have here? Other elements that I've stolen from the other clip. Let's bring all this closer here. Okay, so the ingredients are very short, right? We just went through them, but I found it useful, and I found it really useful when looking at other people's recipes. If I don't understand the language, if they give me the written ingredients, I can paste them into Google and get them translated, and I found that to be very good, very useful. Okay, so let's bring this up into there. Okay, very useful way to understand what somebody's recipe is all about, especially if I don't understand the language. Okay, so here, let's take this, bring this up here, bring that up there, ingredients. Okay, so we have to paste, copy and paste the ingredients again. And I guess we'll cheat and do the first one is, oops. water. No, it was 1 pound crab legs. Water to cover pan. One quarter cup butter. 1 teaspoon garlic powder. And that was basically it, right? Is that it? What's my last? Oh, lemon. Lemon wedges. Pardon me. Okay, Jake. I will see you later. I will see you working out. Man, you're in good shape. I'm gonna go and lift my 5-pound barbell. Yeah. But appreciate the company. I always appreciate the company. Okay, so lemon wedges, blah, 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 blah. Let's make this bigger, lower it down. Usually this is on this side. What is that symbol that's showing up beside Arizona Jake and Saka photo? So it's a interesting symbol. I don't know where that came from. Weird. I'll have to check that out. Does it mean anything? Okay, so this is this length because it has to be long enough for me to say the words. And we'll do that there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually, while we're talking here, record the length of this ingredients. Why am I going to do that? Because I need to see how long this has to be. Because I want to play with the music track. So let's just check to make sure. What are all my ingredients? What are all my ingredients? My ingredients are 1 pound crab legs, water, 1/4 cup butter, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, and a lemon. Okay, so we've got everything in here. So how long does that have to be? And if I can find my microphone, then that would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. So let's see. There's that. Let's see. So I'm using a. Yeah, thanks, Lashona. I'm probably going to run this till 9, and then I've got to go deal with something else. I'm not going to be dropping by you later, but as I say, yours is a wonderful show. I always learn something, even if I have to go back and think about it a few times later to see what it is you're actually saying and what people were saying about what we were saying. So let's, we're going to record this live. Let's clip a microphone on me. I should really run it up under my shirt, but this is going to be good enough. And now I'm going to basically read this ingredient list, and that will give it give me the audio, but it will, more importantly, it will tell me how long the clip has to be. I'm wondering how I should do that, to be quite honest. Hey TT, thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by. I really appreciate that. Every visitor counts. Every visitor counts. Okay, so the downside of this is the timeline will move while I'm reading this, and I hope I don't forget what it is I'm supposed to be doing. Let's give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? I have to do it again. So I'm going to turn myself around here and click record. Oh, I finished my sniffle. Okay. Oh, I got to turn off the audio on Premiere, otherwise I'll get an echo, and that isn't what we want either. So let's go for it. So it's going to give me a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Ingredients: 1 pound crab's legs, water to cover the pan, 1/4 cup butter, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, lemon wedges. Okay, so that went pretty fast. Let's flip this camera around and turn this around. You see my messy Tarte container there. Okay, so now let's see what we've got here. And I'm going to turn on the audio again so I can hear what we've actually got. And let's get rid of that.
Ingredients: 1 pound crab legs, water to cover the pan, 1/4 cup butter, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, lemon wedges.
Okay, I like that. So how long was this? It took a total of 13 seconds to read that. Let's, how is the easiest way to do that is make it shorter this way. I'm going to need to bring the transition back. Move that over there. No. Let's bring this here, because this will tell me how long it has to be. So give us a 1/4 second. There we are. There we are. There we are. And now let's bring this in here.
Pretty good anyway. Ingredients:
Very good. Pardon me. Oh, pardon me. Oh, why am I sneezing? Gesundheit to me. Okay, so now let's see. Let's bring back this cross dissolve here. Do a cross dissolve there. That's not what we had in mind. Want the cross dissolve to pick up both sides of the clips.
Anyway.
That's good. I like that. That's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful transition there. Now, let's see how much, pardon me. Leave that, turn that off for a second. Okay, so now, we're a total of, where's my seagulls? Where'd my seagulls go? Let's cook. Oh, there's my seagulls. Okay. Got some seagull sounds there. That's excellent. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to actually turn down this audio on this computer a little bit because it gets too loud and I can't keep track of how loud the sound actually is. Yeah, I can watch the VU meters and I will do that. But what I'm going to do now, let's bring the audio. This is the voice track in there. Let's bring that down to here. Okay, so I like that. So what we've got is we've got some where is Gemini music, and I think now I've got to remember where I left this. Don't really need the microphone anymore. Let's turn all that off. We're not going to record the voiceover describing the cooking process now. I'm going to do that tomorrow morning, and then we're going to go live with this thing tomorrow. Let's just turn off this other part of this wireless microphone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find, so accordions, I think this was here. I don't remember which one I liked the best. Let's listen to a bunch of them. What's the worst that can happen? We're going to spend some time listening to
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 6.
Okay, so I like that. That's a very good, that's only 30 seconds. Okay. Tide turns jig. Okay, so here's another jig. Pretty repetitive. So this one has no voice. It has the voice in the outro. So maybe I'll put two of them together. So this is plank jig. So plank jig, we said we like that. It's got the hay. Okay. Okay. That looks very countryish. Okay, so which ones we're going to use? Let's kill this. And we've got some that were created from the same. This is version 2. So from the same prompt, we got version 1, version 3, and version 4. Let's bring them in and put them here and see how we might string them together. So does this one have, has the hay? So what I'm going to do, pretty well sounds the same, right? So let's take this guy. We're going to cut off the hay. Because I don't want Adobe to try to duplicate the hay. But I'm going to get it to stretch this out for the length of this okay, I like that. Now, do we have a better intro? What's this intro sound like? Okay, that one's all
One and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a shakes.
what if we take the beginning of this and stick it at the beginning? So we're going to try to do second guess Adobe's thing here. Let's make it bigger so we can see.
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a shakes.
Okay, so that's good.
Shakes.
So we'll bring that to there. Okay, that intro is too long, right? Let's take that intro and bring this to here. Is the beat right? Okay, I don't like that. How about if we just bring this longer? Okay, so that's nice. I like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this part, which is basically just the I hate to call it the melody, and I'm going to drag it out to this length and see what it sounds like. So let's go and remix, enable remixing. So this is, it's not AI because it's been in Adobe for the last 2 years before we invented the words AI. But it's been in their Audition product for longer, which is basically a loop-based audio processing. Okay, so now I want to do, the first thing I want to do is customize this thing. We want the fewer segments, so that means each one's going to be a little bit longer. Okay, so how long is this segment? From 6:05 to 6:12, 8 seconds. So that's not long enough. Variations, we want more variations. So it's going to be basically the same thing over and over. Okay, so if I make varies, it's interesting that there's one long check here, a bunch of small ones, and a long one. So let's see. Okay, so let's just shorten this thing out. Bring that piece in here. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, so let's see if we Okay, so there's one upbeat. Let's go down, take out that upbeat. And bring that back into there. Does that sound good? Very good. Okay, so now what we're just going to do with this is we're going to do the ducking. We'll have to redo it later because we don't have most of the sound in there. But now what's happened here?
It's always better on the beach, but still pretty good anyway.
Okay, let's change the master of the audio. What time are we? 90 minutes, an hour and a half. So we got another half hour to go. So I want to do some AI thumbnail videos, thumbnail graphics. Let's see, where is my audio track meter? Okay, so now the first thing we're going to do with this is bring it down.
It's always better on the beach, but still pretty good anyway. Ingredients: 1 pound crab legs, water to cover the pan, 1/4 cup butter, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, lemon wedges.
Okay, so that's not bad. To see how much talking there's going to be to make this work. Let's go back to the beginning and see what that looks like.
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 6.
I've traveled throughout.
Okay, let's put a crossfade in here. Let's close this. Close, and let's put a crossfade in here. Constant gain. Let's see.
shakes.
I've traveled throughout Nova Scotia. I highlight those crab legs on the beach. Steam and serve with butter. Always simple, always tasty. Let's cook.
Okay, so this is good. We need to get the how long is each segment here? 31 seconds. 39 seconds. So it's 8 seconds long. That's a bit on the short side. I've seen better from these guys. Let's try something different. Let's pick up. Let's mute this. And there's one here that had no voice. Let's see what Adobe will do with this. Bring that together. Okay, so there's a zillionth of a okay, let's try to see if this will make longer segments. Let's remix this. So I was working on another one where I got it to actually give me about 20-second segments out of a 30-second AI generated remix. Okay, 30-second AI generated clip. Now, if I wanted to pay Google $10 a month, then it'll let me make 3-minute clips. Let's see what this sounds like. So the segments are just the same length. They're 8 seconds. Okay, let's see if I go in here to customize. Fewer segments. Okay, that didn't make any difference. More variations. So now, I don't know what the difference is. See here, it did long segments. These segments are all the same size. Okay, so what if I change the variations to fewer variations and more segments? Sounds exactly the same to me. Sounds exactly the same to me. Yeah, so there's no difference. So let's get rid of this. Okay, so now,
and serve required.
so that's good. So now we've got East Coast sounding music. We've got, okay, so I don't really want these. You know what? I'm going to try something different. Let's go here. This one has no. Oops, we closed that. Made that mute, right? No intro. Okay, let's try something here. Let's trick it a little bit. Instead of making it 3 minutes long, all in one, I'm just going to make it shorter. But the size of each segment is still 50, 58. Oh, that's nicer. Now look how long these segments are. Okay, what if I were to take this, cut off the outro? What's my intro? There is no intro. Okay, so let's go try this guy. Bring this together and see if we can just move that so I can see that. So that's the end of that clip, that beat. Okay, so there's too many. Okay, let's bring that up. There's an extra beat there. Let's take out this little piece here. Okay, so these are C, F, and G chords, so the sound should sound pretty well consistent. Now I'm going to take this and bring, okay. Bring that together. And let's see, does this... Yeah, I like that. I like that. So I like this better than I like this guy. You're gone. We'll bring that up later. Let's bring all the pieces together. Okay, so here, we're going to bring that back to here. Bring it to there. Okay, I like that much better than I liked what I had before. So let's bring this up to here. Move it up one. Don't need that. Don't want those. Move it up to that track. Unmute it. Okay, so let's enter keyframes. Okay, so this one has to be clip by clip for the keyframes, right? It's kind of repetitive.
It's always better on the beach, but still pretty good anyway. Ingredients: 1 pound crab legs, water to cover the pan, 1/4 cup butter, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, lemon wedges.
Wonderful. Okay, so now we've got a few minutes. Let's go look at Gemini. And ask it to give us a plate of cooked crab's legs. Blah, let's save this. Come back to that later. We'll leave Gemini over there. Gemini. Gemini. Create an image. So the problem with Gemini's images is that they're small. Now, somehow, because Sora is dead, I was looking for how to get at VO without paying for a subscription. And I ended up somewhere in their AI studio, and I got Gemini to give me images that were upscalable, and also I could choose horizontal versus vertical. So let's ask for Gemini for describe my image. What am I asking it to do? A plate of cooked snow crab legs with a ramekin of drawn butter. Let's go white ramekin, so we'll make it similar to the reality we have and see what it does with it. Ramekin of drawn butter on a table with the ocean in the distance. Let's see, most of the times I've asked the ocean in the distance, it's ended up being relatively smart in what it was trying to do. Now, I need to figure out how I got into VO. I ended up in somebody else's crappy reseller website. Something. What is this stupid image processor here? It was piece of junk, Creative Fabrica. There's a sponsored link, and it wasn't really what I wanted. So does this look good? It doesn't look bad, does it? I like that. I like that. I was looking at somebody else's images of crab's legs, and I think somebody got too many legs in there, so obviously that was an AI failure. Okay, so where are we saving this? We're saving this in Gemini. New folder 202-60415. Snow crab. Snow crab. Just out of curiosity, what size are we getting here? Gemini snow crab. How big is this image? 1408 by 768. So it's a pretty small, crappy image to, when you come to think about it. What is sources? I have no idea what that means. Okay, so let's try again. Let's just try again. See what it does the second time around. See what it does the second time around. So now, it's looks pretty much the same to me. Okay, so let's regenerate this. And I want a vertical 9 by 16 image of a plate of cooked snow crab legs of a close-up of a plate of cooked snow crab legs in the ocean. Let's pick the typos. That doesn't seem to mind typos. And then what we're going to do, we're going to do the same thing and go over to Photoshop and see what Photoshop does for us. Because Photoshop gives me bigger pictures. Okay, that's nicer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's not too many. There might be too many claws in here. Only 2 clusters. There should be 1 claw per cluster. I think it's got a little bit of a hiccup in here. Let's download it anyway. And let's just ask it to repeat itself. See if it looks any different the second time around. And then let's go over to Photoshop, which is really Firefly, Adobe Firefly. and see what it does about generating this. And the reason I'm asking for vertical is that this is going to end up in Pinterest as a pin to hopefully, if Pinterest ever wakes up, to drive images, snow crabs. So that's kind of neat with the sign there, a Canadian sign for snow crabs. I'm going to save it. It's worth the effort. Okay, so before we get out of this, why don't we go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to do the same thing for us. So let's save this prompt. Pardon me. Okay, save that prompt. And let's go over and where am I going? ChatGPT.com. ChatGPT.com. It seems to know who I am anyway, so I don't know why it wants me to log in. Okay, so that's the prompt, but why don't I have why did it not do that? I think because if I start from Google, it knows who I am. ChatGPT. And if I paste this in here, let's see, now it's, yes, generating an image. So I guess it's still, I'm not logged in, but I what? Log in. Continue with Google. Why is it not logged in? Okay, so now over here is my list of other things that I had generated pictures for. Some of them are being used in the okay, so that's very nice. I'm going to take a minute to look at something. Google Images. Snow crab. See, these pictures all have two claws. This is Wikipedia, 2 claws. This is God knows what, 4 claws. This, I don't know how many claws, 4 claws. So, because I don't have a real snow crab, see, always 2 claws, which is what I thought. It's like lobsters, they only have 2 claws. And Here's snow crab, from a recipe. So when I see 4 sets of claws, see again, 2 claws, right? 2 claws, 2 claws. So when you get extra claws on the cluster, then you end up with saying this is bad AI. So let's just go back and look at, okay, I've closed that. Let's go back and look at the real crab's legs, right? So where was my real crab's legs? Snow crab stills. Okay, so here there's 3 clusters. One, this cluster only has 1 claw, right? 1 pincer claw. So when I look at this with 2 pincer claws, it's obviously fake AI. So let's ask it to do this again. Hey TT, you're still there. Thanks for hanging around. Let's just ask it to generate it again. Oh no, that's not bother with 16 by 9. Image of a plate of cooked snow crab's legs. Let's see how many claws it puts out at this time. And then I guess we'll do one last thing is we'll go to Adobe and see if Adobe knows how to count crab's legs better than what the hell? It's basically the same picture. Same picture. Same picture. Let's put that into, we don't want it in Sora. Let's put it into Gemini, even though it's not Gemini. Yeah, I mean, a piece of junk. It's got the wrong number of legs. Both times it did the wrong number of legs. Okay, so let's close this. Let's fire up Photoshop. And that'll be the last thing we're going to do here. Then I got to figure out what I'm going to use, which images. So let's do file new. Let's do 4,000 by 4,000. 4,000 by 4,000. And I'm going to edit, generate an image. And I'm going to paste in same prompt, generate. Let's see what it does. Move it over where you can see it. Okay, that looks pretty sad. That looks even sadder. And this one has a claw on each leg, but it's not a whole cluster. So it's tried to. So the Adobe is sadder than the others. Okay, let's hang this up. I don't want to save it. It's a waste of time. I'm going to put this aside for the time being. And work on something else. And then I'm going to thank everybody for having come by. Thank you very much. Hey, Addie. Yeah, thank you for coming by. I'm about to just close this, so I'm sorry if you missed most of the conversation about my editing of a video of cooking snow crabs and the fact that AI generated snow crabs with way too many claws. So that was the weirdest things. So yeah, thank you for dropping by. I will come check you out. I don't know, I haven't been there in a while, so let's we'll come back to that. And I will come visit you tomorrow. So thank you for coming by. Let me push the button on this this thing and see you all later.